talking with you from Bali, and you are in Singapore, right?
Yes, hi.
So nice to see you. Monique is the global director of 1 Billion Rising, and we met in a Weekend Women Conference here in Bali. That was an amazing experience, right?
Yeah, amazing, incredible experience.
So, Monique, we would love to ask you a few questions because, as you know, Inspirational Women calendar is supporting women around the world in the journey to empowerment. And we would love to ask you, what is the inspired purpose of 1 Billion Rising?
Well, 1 Billion Rising is a global movement to end violence against women and girls. And basically, it's an art and activism movement to give visibility to issues that have so long been in the dark. You know, people are not talking about the different forms of violence that women have experienced and are experiencing all over the world. And the reason why 1 Billion Rising was called 1 billion is because the statistics of the UN is that 1 in every 3 women will be raped or beaten in her lifetime. So that's quite an astonishing statistic. If you think 7 billion people in the world, that at least 1 billion women currently are experiencing some form of violence. So it's quite an urgent, it's a very, very urgent issue, obviously. But the reason why we advocate really vigorously to end violence is because we all know that when a woman or a girl experiences violence, whether it's physical, sexual, mental, psychological, and economic, she gets deprived of her ability to thrive at her maximum best. You know, women and girls are so amazing around the world. They can do everything. Women can do everything. But when opportunities are taken from her, and also self-confidence, and also self-worth and self-value, and when things like dignity and freedom and respect and equality are also taken away from her, that's very many obstacles in her way that don't allow her to fulfill her most amazing potential. So I think, you know, since we are half the life force of this world, we have to ensure that the violence women experience does not become normalized and does not escalate. So we do everything we can in the 1 Billion Rising movement to ensure that women and girls everywhere can live with freedom, dignity, respect, and equality to fulfill their best potential.
Oh, aho, Monique. Aho, that's our dream as well, is supporting women's empowerment, growth, healing, connections, sisterhood. And what fascinates me from 1 Billion Rising is that this empowerment is being done through dance. You have been empowering communities, women and their families through dance around the world. What is the effect that you see of dancing in people, in communities, in women, in healing?
You know, dancing is very powerful because it's the one thing that involves the whole body, right? So the body is not disassociated from the mind or the heart. Because sometimes when we advocate for things and we just talk about it, it can remain a theory, right? If we just feel things, it remains in the heart. But it's so different when it's embodied in the body. And dance is organic, it's powerful, it's sensual and sexual. And if you think of women getting violated, they're the medium in which they're getting caged, they're getting suppressed, they're getting minimized, they're getting diminished, they're getting hurt. So the body is not just a metaphor, but it's also like a physical instrument in which they're getting closed. So dancing, first of all, frees the body, right? It frees the body. Once the body can get free, then the empowerment starts to happen in the individual. Now imagine dancing with other people in a collective energy. Then of course that empowerment multiplies 1,000-fold because you don't feel alone. You no longer feel alone because many victims of abuse and violence are isolated. That's the main thing that the perpetrators give to them, is the sense of isolation, that you're alone in this, you cannot speak about it. But when you dance and you dance with other people, the energy explodes into this alchemic, amazing force of nature that no one can really stop anymore. And the women who were once violated or are still being violated come back into their bodies and they feel their power, they feel their sensuality, their sexuality that has been taken away from them. So dance is a very it's like a fuel, you know, it's like a big flame that ignites power, confidence, and also solidarity with each other. Because I think we cannot underestimate what coming together of people can do. Now, you can imagine coming together in dance. That can move mountains, I think, and that can really shift things, because it's a force that things like the media or the government cannot stop. It's there. It's
Yes,
right in front of them.
yes. That's my passion and that's my work, Monique. It's transformational dance. And I feel in my own body, and I see in the people I work with, the transformation is just, as you said, is a way to explode and connect and link and heal. There's a lot of healing. And
Yes.
our dream is to spread this work as much as possible. So we want to ask you, as a pioneer in empowerment revolution that you are, how could we reach further with this dance of liberation that we want to share?
First of all, I think you're doing an amazing job already. I think when we live in our truth and when we live in our strongest convictions, we don't even have to convince other people. I think first of all, the first level is when they see us, when they meet us, when they know what we do, there's something that will attract them to the work, because everybody wants to live with freedom. They don't want to live caged, right? But at the same time, we also have to be very fierce in our work, because there's many other elements still out there in the world who may not believe in our work, who may not totally agree with it, there are still cultural and political barriers in many countries in the world that don't allow dancing for women, especially don't allow them to dance in public spaces. So I think to connect with as many people as we can, and now we are blessed with the advent of amazing technology where we can, in a way, if we cannot physically connect yet, we can connect online. And what we found very powerful with 1 Billion Rising, because we are a global network of 200 countries, online, there's an online presence that we share all our stories about what dancing has done to our healing and empowerment. We share visuals and images and videos of our 1 Billion Rising events. But not only that, but what's happening in communities. Our activists go to schools and educate them about their bodies. And at the same time, dancing is also part of that. So I think the ongoing education on the ground in communities, at the same time sharing it on a global platform online, really is very impactful, because what we do is, like, when we see something, let's say in Poland or Myanmar, like when they're dancing there, and then we share it to all the countries in the world, it's a very inspirational move, because we also feel like we are part of a movement that's much bigger than us, but we are making a difference also in our communities. But you know what it is? Even if we have obstacles in the way, we just have to keep doing it. We have to believe in what we're doing. As Evanster has always taught us, she says, you have to see the future you're fighting for and dancing towards. And you cannot remove that from your imagination, even if every day there are hardships, and we hear news all over the world now that can sometimes make us feel a little hopeless. That's another thing dance does. It gives us hope, because you realize the power of the people, the power of the women. But I think we have to remain in our imaginative self, that one day that world is going to happen where all women and girls will be free, and we have to believe in it so strongly, and we have to not let go of that dream. And that's really what's going to make our daily work not only enjoyable, but sustain it, and also it will deepen our work as well.
Yes, dancing our way. That's I couldn't resonate more with you. Dancing our way, definitely.
Yes.
Well, Inspirational Women calendar was created with this impulse of supporting women that are doing work for healing, for empowerment, and connecting them across the globe. As you mentioned, creating this presence online, right? And we really would love to know if there is a way that we can support 1 Billion Rising. I'm taking personal responsibility to make 1 Billion Rising happen in Ubud Valley. Yeah. It's my birthday that month, so it's the month that I love to represent, and it's the month that I will dance with the world. But how has Inspiring Women calendar support 1 Billion Rising? Is there any?
Yeah, you know what I think? I think first of all, to do a 1 Billion Rising event would be amazing, but also to align our work in all levels will also be great. Like like if you just talk to your network of women all around the world, that 1 Billion Rising may already be happening in their communities. We can help you connect to the local organizers, or if not, people can hold an event anywhere, and they can be big or small, or do it in any way that they want, and to feed into us what you're doing, so we really can also highlight the work that you do. At the same time, we also align it, because our work is not dissimilar, right? It's really about empowering women in their sexualities and their bodies. So I think just to spread the word about 1 Billion Rising, and of course the main day is Feb 14, but as we know, the work happens every day. You know, we have many countries where women are dancing every day, and they're dancing really sometimes a matter of life or death, you know, because it's like they need to have changes for themselves. They need laws change for themselves. They need the transformation sooner rather than later. So I think as long as we stay connected, and I think since we're connected now, I think it'll also be amazing if we then connect the people in our networks together for both our initiatives and our projects, because I think that's how a movement really builds, and that's how it becomes very strong.
And that's the feminine way of doing it, is including everyone,
absolutely,
connecting,
absolutely,
raising this cosmic sisterhood, planet sisterhood, and I love dancing is for me the medicine. Thank you so much, Monique. It's been amazing to connect with you.
Thank you.
Where are you next? Where are you going to dance next?
Well, after Singapore, I'm leaving for New York in a few days, because we have an amazing 1 Billion Rising event there with 3 amazing women poets. And the name of the show is Dancing on Hurt Feet. And it's going to be an amazing explosion of poetry with radical women artists. And then come January and February, we're going to be neck deep in the preparations for all the risings that are going to be happening all around the world. People are now preparing their events. They're creating their own original dances. They're practicing. And they're designing amazing visuals. And so everyone is in a very heightened political awareness, but also in a very heightened artistic flow of energy that is now going to flow straight into February. Yeah. So we hope that you'll join us, and I can't wait to hear about the rising that's going to happen in Ubud and everywhere else. Yeah. And then so as long as we stay connected, I think that'll make this movement really strong, and I think that's the beauty, I think, of what you're doing and what 1 Billion Rising is. You know, our slogan this year is rise, disrupt, and connect. Rise because we have to keep rising, but disrupt, meaning that we have to just do everything with courage and with fierceness and with joy, and connect because we can't do it alone. We really all have to be doing it together.
Well, we are connected. We will be dancing together in February. In the name of the Inspirational Women calendar, thank you so much for your support, Monique.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
See you and bye.
Thank you. Yes, I'll see you. Bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.